And here we are. Are we live? We're live on episode. This is a relaunch episode. So there's no, I'm not going to do the episode numbers anymore because I don't know what's going to be taken down and what's not. But we have a very special guest here today. We have the great Chris Barnes, stand-up comedian, TikTok famous. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having it. I mean, this is the first of the relaunch. I feel pretty
I know you're
honored
a special.
to be.
Yeah, well, I had to pull out all the stops. I had to get somebody, with a big TikTok following on this so we can.
Yeah, I mean, there are people on TikTok that have millions and millions of followers, and I'm sub 100,000. So,
but you're up there. You're up at 70.
I think it's 75 now.
I checked all the stats.
You checked all the stats?
It might be 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the thing is, the reason why I wanted to have you on, it's I like people who evolve with the time. This is my pet peeve with stand-up comedians. It's just they refuse to evolve. They just...
Honestly, I mean, particular stand-up comedians that, are from our area, I would even say.
Right.
They're people that they laugh at TikTok because it is kind of hilarious, the concept. It's an app made for children, not going to lie.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
But if you can't see the opportunity in reaching more people on there, then you just don't have good marketing sense. So how far are you really going to go in the comedy world?
It's just it's just a fear thing. It's people are just afraid to suck at something again because even before TikTok, even when I started making videos just on my own and putting them on Instagram, they were so bad. They were so bad, and when they don't do well, it hurts.
It is almost more embarrassing than being on stage and telling a joke that bombs because that moment comes and goes and vanishes.
Right.
And people can remember that you bombed, but they can't remember the things you said when you bombed.
Right.
But when you put up a video that is just so cringy and so terrible, it lives there. It gets shared. You don't know how much stuff is being shared by people you went to middle school with that are just, they have group chats of hate where they just look at this idiot following his dreams. What a loser, And I'm sure a lot of my videos end up in these chats where it's wow, look at this loser.
It's always the first few, and then, it's it's got 10 likes or just crazy low. And you just know it's everybody you went to high school with is looking at these videos and geez.
Yeah, they're ugh. That is
every person you
Yeah.
ever matched with on Tinder sees this. It's brutal. It's hard.
Yeah.
So I don't blame when stand-up comedians don't evolve and start making videos, but it's just so crazy to not take advantage of that opportunity.
Yes.
Especially TikTok's nuts.
You also, it is so random and so easy to accidentally go viral.
Right.
You could back into it so easily. In fact, all of my videos that have ever gone viral I never thought they would ever see more than 100 likes.
Right.
I had one video where I ranted about my favorite scenes from Titanic.
Yeah.
One of them being, which I will say now, is when the boat is up in the air, it's sinking, and then the guy at the top decides to jump.
Uh-huh.
And on his way down, he ricochets off the propeller,
right.
like a missed field goal attempt, and then goes into the water. That video, I took this video, just me ranting, and it got 1 million views. My first viral video on TikTok, and I was just blown away that people thought that was funny or related to it. And
right. Well,
but it doesn't take much effort. You know?
I remember because I remember when you posted that video and I saw it, and it was such a specific reference, but. I loved that scene when I was a kid. That was my favorite scene. It was that scene, and then in Jurassic Park when the T-Rex eats the guy off
the
toilet.
Yeah.
Those are the two scenes that defined my child. So you hit, because I think it went viral because you hit something so specific that nobody thought we would all relate to. But it's perfect, and it's a hilarious scene. That's the only part about the movie I remember.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that so many people could relate to that. But that's kind of what you're talking about. Get out there and just try. Maybe your stand-up, you've only been doing stand-up in New York. Maybe people across the country find your stuff hilarious, but they just have never heard of you.
Right.
This is an opportunity for people to see and hear you.
Right.
So.
It is. And it's crazy, especially right when the pandemic hit. There's 3 people 3 or 4 people that I know who were like open micer comics. 2 of them not even having 5 minutes of material, legitimately.
Yeah.
Who are now actual celebrities.
Yeah.
Actual celebrities.
Yeah, I mean, I respect anyone who could just leapfrog it like that. And
Right.
I'm jealous of them.
Right.
I am, because they hacked the system. They're like, oh, I don't need to go through all the normal channels to get anywhere. Let me just use and you know what? They did it right. And I'm interested to see, because it's kind of, as things are starting to reopen, especially in the comedy world, we're all kind of coming back to stand up a little bit. And it's interesting to see, like, what people, like, especially people that spent most of their time making TikToks, is that going to translate? Like, some content will, some stuff won't. So, some people were doing shows in parks and in backyards or whatever, keeping their stand-up muscles strong. Other people were just like, I'm just going to do TikToks.
Right.
So it's interesting to see how, as comedy comes back, how does that affect? How does your TikTok fame affect your stand-up?
Right, because it is interesting, because there's definitely people, even people who weren't stand-ups, and like they amass this massive TikTok following. And then could you imagine never doing stand-up comedy before, and then your first show is sold out in front of 400 people, and then you have to do an hour?
Yeah.
1 hour of material when you never done, like, to me it's just, I guess it's just like ignorance is bliss, but that's such an insane thing to do. But it's just like they just don't know. They're like, I'm just gonna do what's on the videos, and they all bomb.
Yes,
they all bomb. They have no idea what's going.
Honestly, the money's already been spent. So it doesn't matter. They
get a good door deal.
They got the door deal. They're like, I could go up there and bomb. Just everyone's in the audience gonna be like, oh, we just realized that he's actually not that fun. Like, they're just gonna be a wave of realization that, oh, this was not something that was thought out or planned. And
well, they just want the picture.
Yeah,
that's a lot of it.
You got a picture.
I know. I got recognized yesterday.
Yeah.
No, 2 days. Was it yesterday? And I Snapchatted everybody I knew.
Yeah, who recognized you?
It was this girl, but it's not like, because I have some like local Long Island videos, so it's not like that out of the realm that I'd be like recognized. But I was recognized at a coffee place while I was working my job, my job in insurance, and she was like, "Are you?" She's like, "I watch all your TikToks. Can I take a picture?" And then the place was like packed with people because everybody's just working at a coffee shops now.
Yeah.
And then, so I take a picture, then like everybody around me is just like staring at me like, who is this guy?
What is she going to do? No offense, but what is she going to do with that picture? I mean, can you even post it? Like, and have anyone understand what's happening?
I don't know. She gave me a shout out on her TikTok.
Oh, okay.
She didn't have a lot of followers.
Yeah, well, the reach is minimal. The reach is minimal.
It's not good for you. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, people aren't investing in this video. They're not watching it to the end. The watch time is not hitting.
Terrible.
Not hitting.
The views versus likes ratio is way out of balance.
What is like? Let's dive into, because people really don't break down social media like statistic wise, but I find that like really interesting.
Me too. Yeah.
And I think a ton of people like who aren't necessarily comics, but like people who are like whatever, they have their brand, but like that's like an interesting topic. So like, as far as like likes to views, like what's the percentage? Say if you have 100,000 views, how many likes do you want on that?
You want to be getting 25% engagement. That is the golden number.
25%.
So you need 25% of your views need to be people like liking or commenting or sharing.
Really?
Each one of those things has a different weight. I think sharing is the most valuable thing that someone could do, because it gets people that like aren't on the app to go and then open the app to watch your video. So to TikTok, that shows a lot of value, that you're getting people that aren't even on right now onto the app.
Right.
So, but yeah. And then, you know what, at some point, something will just go so viral that you will stop getting 25%. Like, I have a video that has like almost 2 million views.
Right.
And it's not, I think I have like 500,000 likes.
Right.
So it's not, or maybe actually, I think it's, is it? I can't remember. It might be.
Well,
like,
if it's 2 million views,
that
with
would be
500,000, it'd be 25%.
Now, I've had another video that was like way more, like it was at a balance where the views were way beyond what the likes were getting, but people were sharing it.
Right.
So, and also there's other metrics like watch time. People need, if you need to watch your whole video through, and if they watch it multiple times, that's very valuable.
Yeah, is that like the same? I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if you would know. Would that be like the same metrics that like Instagram Reels would go on? Because I don't even know how to like take advantage of Instagram Reels. That's like almost like atomic energy. It's just like all of a sudden just one just explodes. And you just don't know why.
So one of my buddies named Zach Russell, he also has a big TikTok following, and he's been making videos that have just been popping off on Reels.
Right.
And he'll get thousands of Instagram followers, which that's very valuable to me because followers on TikTok means little to nothing because these people don't actually follow you. They just follow. They say you follow, but it doesn't mean anything.
It's a pat on the back.
It's a pat on the back.
Good job.
Good job. Yeah. But they don't, like, when you post, it's not going to pop up in their feed. So following is useless. But on Instagram, it is useful because they go watch your story, whatever. Reels, I don't know what's going on, but I know that 3 videos of mine have recently gone viral. I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to benefit from it.
I'm like looking at him like, what's he hashtag and what is it?
I would just copy my hashtags because I copied.
Do you use the same ones?
I copied Zach. So Zach had a couple of videos that did really well. And I was like, I literally thought the same way. I'm like, I'm going to just take most of his hashtags, and they're all just like hashtag comedy, hashtag hilarious. You know, they're things that I would never look up. Like, who does that, by the way?
I don't know who looks up hashtags.
I don't know anyone either, but apparently people do.
Right. I know they work on TikTok, but on Instagram, I hashtag anything. If I hashtag comedy on Instagram, I get like every comedian in Buffalo following me. Yeah. You know, it's just other people who do the same shit.
Exactly. And also comedy is just, it's such a vague word. People are just like bot accounts in Russia are just throwing it in, you know, for deals on Ray-Bans, you know, like it's useless. But I guess it's a signal to the algorithm that this is funny in quotes. Right. So I don't know if people are actually looking it up, but I just took his hashtags. I added a couple more that were maybe like actually something people would look up. Like I have a couple of videos where I'm making fun of TikTok influencers. So I think I put in like influencers in the wild, which is a big account that makes fun of influencers. Right. So I'm like, okay, maybe this will like align it with that so they know what this video is about. And yeah, I mean, they just started doing well. And you know what the funny thing is that I posted it, got no likes. A week later, my notifications are just blowing up. I don't even know why. I don't even know why. It just is happening randomly. Really? And I've had a couple of videos now. Some videos from like months ago that got like 10 likes are now getting a lot more likes. And I don't know. I mean, I'm like happy it's happening. I don't know why. And I mean, I wish I could give people advice on it. I just don't know. I mean, just make something funny and then pray to the algorithm. It's a literal prayer. I've given away. I'm done with all religion. I will worship any algorithm. Like if TikTok algorithm became an organized religion where you would show up and actually like do sacrifices, I might do it. I might shed some blood for likes and engagement. My new god is Mark Zuckerberg's head on that Indian god with all the arms. Yes. That's our new, that's who we worship now. But it really is, that's the deciding factor on everything. But it's true, like what you're saying, like followers on TikTok mean nothing. They don't mean anything. They're a pat on the back. They're like, your content's good. Yeah. That's all that means. But like it's a number. It's a number. It's just a stat. It means something to like, it makes it, when people look at, when normies look at it, when normies look at it, they're like, oh, wow. He's doing something. Yeah. So the reason I know this is because I'll have a video that will get like 1 million views, and then I'll post another video, which I also find funny. I think I'm like, these are both very good. And I'll post another one and it'll get like maybe 500 views. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well then clearly my 73,000 followers don't actually see what I post. Yeah. So, because if I had 73,000 followers on Instagram, most of them would see it in the feed, right? These people don't. It's like some video of someone dancing, someone making fun popsicles, and then hopefully my video, you know? Right. And they don't see the content. So I'm at this point, I'm like, whatever. I see an account with a lot of followers, I'm like, well, let's look at your views, buddy. Let's look at the views. Let's see the interaction. Let me dive into the analytics. Well, because some people will hashtag it like very like a very specific thing or whatever. So and they'll post like 1 million times a day. So they'll get like, you know, it's like a vast number of videos that get like 500 views, but they have so many that like it adds up. You know, there's this guy that I used to watch his videos. His name's Mark Benjamin. He's He calls himself the CEO of going viral on TikTok. He's one of the most intense people you will ever watch. He gets on his channel. He's like, if you're not posting 9 times a day, you are a loser and you will never become an influencer. Okay? You are a waste of light. Like he wants
What's his angle though?
His angle is like that he's like, I worked for Gary Vee. Like
Right.
That's his whole thing. He just, every week he comes out with a new video and all of his tips are different.
Right.
So it's like, you need to be making 30-second videos in the next week. If you don't make 7-second videos, you are a failure. And you're like, I don't even know what to do now. So, but I would watch him and I would follow his advice, and sometimes he's right and sometimes he's wrong, but I also can't make 7 TikToks a day.
Right.
And I don't know who can. And if you can,
so yeah,
you're an insane person.
You're crazy.
You should be locked up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And people do it though.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I mean, it's just so, it's like hard watching the app, and I mean, I'm guilty of it, but it's like, just like, you'll see it and it's just a girl doing like the same dance.
Yeah.
And they'll do it to the same song, same dances, but then they'll post like a different video of them doing the same thing 4 different times, and it just like, it cracks off. Like they just get like thousands and millions of hits. It doesn't, I guess it's just a watch time because everybody's such a horny freak on that app.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I mean, this app is going to create a lot more harm in the world of.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it.
How bad are the comments? It, like the people are insane in the comments.
I do I mean, since I've gotten like videos that gotten a lot of views and gotten a lot of comments, I have come to the conclusion that at least 35% of the population is really, really dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Because some of these comments are some of the dumbest things I've ever read in my entire life. Like, people that, I mean, they just have no grasp on anything. They don't understand what humor is. They don't understand irony. They can't look at anything beyond the surface layer.
Right.
So, because I'll be making videos about, I'm like making fun of an influencer, and I'll say something controversial in the beginning.
Right. Like
one time I was just like, I just found out I had COVID, so I decided to go on a walk. And then people were like, how dare you go on a walk with COVID? And then I had one where I was like, I'm driving down to Miami because I'm on a no-fly list. And people were like, why are you on a no-fly list? I'm like, obviously, I'm doing a voice here and I'm saying ridiculous things. Right. And also my bio or my handle says the word comedy in it. Like, just look at the clues here.
Right. Cause I did a video recently where it's a lighthearted date rape joke. It's lighthearted. It's lighthearted.
Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, so the joke is I hope I get a laugh now. I hope Sabrina's not in the other room just dead silent when I say this joke. So the joke is I went on a date with a girl, and before she went to the bathroom, she put a napkin over her drink.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
Now I'm a real prankster. So before she came back, I took the napkin off, and she goes, finish my drink. I chug it. I don't remember much after that. That's the joke, right?
It's a good joke.
Yeah, it's a silly little joke.
Yeah.
I'm never going to realistically do it on stage because, like, you know, it doesn't fit my act, but I just threw it on TikTok just to see what happens.
It would only work on TikTok. It's like a fake story, you know, whatever.
Right. Clearly a fake story.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just go on TikTok and admit to date rape.
Yeah.
And
also failing miserably at it, too.
Yeah. Being terrible at it.
So bad that you drug yourself.
Right.
So obviously that got comments of
right.
some
so it's clearly a joke, but of course I captioned it story time, and it's clearly a joke, but people are like, I can't believe you actually did that.
Yeah.
They're like if this one person commented, if my date did that to me, I would leave. I'm like,
well, obviously, because they'd be passed out. They'd be unconscious on the floor.
Yeah, it's like people are like, what's wrong? Like, clearly, yeah, I admitted to date rape on TikTok. Yeah, that's what I did. But it's scary, especially anything, because some posts I'll do would be like you know, like political and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy, the extremes. You know, it's like, because you'll get like extreme right and extreme, and I didn't know how common the extremes were.
They're the most common because no one in the middle is fun.
It's true.
That's the problem. No one in the middle is going to come
comment.
in.
Yeah.
Well, because they are adjusted.
Yeah.
And they can understand what's a joke, and they're not also they don't believe anything strong enough to like fight in the comments over. So you're only gonna get the strong ends of both. I mean, I was doing Barron Trump impressions for a month
Right,
or so.
right.
And people actually thought I was Barron Trump.
Well, you do look like him.
I do, but also, once again, read my handle that says an entirely different
not your name.
Yeah. Or watch the video where I'm being absurd, where I'm suggesting that a teacher gave me a bad grade, so I had the CAA throw him into a moving van. Why would I film, as the son of the president, why would I film that and then put it on the internet?
Right. But it is scary how dumb these, but then it made me realize, especially with my old account before I got banned, it made me realize, I'm like, okay, now I really get why people are like QAnon or whatever, they're Antifa or any of that shit, because it's so many people, it's crazy the amount of people that just believe what they see in front of them.
Yes.
Just without any like second thought. They're like, it was just information that was thrown in my face, so it must be true.
Yeah.
And it's rampant on it's so crazy on TikTok.
But I mean, that's what happens when you show something to thousands and thousands of strangers.
Right.
Like, I mean, same thing as stand-up, though. You know, we've been at shows where we just had complete numbskulls in the audience who don't understand.
Especially out here, man.
Out here. With somebody, a comedian we both know, Mike Toohey, was telling me how he did a show out here recently, and just how dumb the audience, like they were like repeating the setup because they just couldn't understand the setup. It was, I forget the joke I think it was about seltzer or something. And they just were like, he did what? Like, they just don't, it's like, hey, listen for a second.
Right.
And then, you know.
It's hard, especially, it's not the younger audiences out here, it's the older ones.
Yeah.
And the older ones are so like, because I really did them like my first 2 to like 3 years of comedy. Yeah. Like I was doing a lot almost solely out here, and I was doing the Firehouse shows and the houses and the shows in like Knights of Columbus's.
Yeah.
And you know, they're like, you know, 55 and up, and it's just especially when you're a young guy, they just want Don Rickles.
Yeah.
That's all they can grasp onto. They just want Don Rickles. They want very like just like very easy, understandable racial jokes.
Yes.
They fucking love anything racial.
Yes.
Or whatever your nationality, Italian, Irish, Black, Jewish, and if you're Jewish or whatever, and you go up on stage, you better be like, money.
Yeah.
That's just what they want.
They want that. They also want jokes about your dick.
Right.
Shitting, I imagine, is kind
There's
of
a lot of shit jokes work.
Yeah. And then what's another classic? See, they won't get that. I've always thought this. If you reference anything after the year 2000, except for Hurricane Sandy, they won't understand what you're talking about.
That's fucking true.
Yeah. If you anything past the year 2000, except for Hurricane Sandy,
right,
they won't get it.
I think it's just because I think it's because well, once Obama got into office, they just like everything stopped.
Yes, they stopped.
The world stopped.
They were like, I'm good.
Right.
I got everything I needed.
It's true though, because like I was talking to somebody who wasn't a comic, and he's like, aren't like the Long Island crowds good because they're not politically correct? I'm like, yeah, they're not politically correct, but they also have no idea what the fuck Snapchat is.
Yeah,
so they don't know what DM means. It's like I grew up in social media. It's like I can't go up on stage and relate to these people at all if they don't know what Instagram is.
Yeah, you have to throw out a good chunk of your material. Then you have jokes that aren't super reliant on like modern things,
right?
But they might have a tag that is reliant on knowing something from the last 10 years,
right?
So then the joke, like the parts of the joke which make it funny, are now obsolete. So they're not going to land. So you almost have to write a different set. And I think like this is something that I've heard from a lot of road comics, is that the road is a lot probably more like out here on Long Island. It's like that's what most of America is outside of major cities. So it is probably important to have a different set of jokes, or just know what's going to work and what isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't really done a Long Island show in quite a while.
Really?
Even pre-pandemic, I can't remember the last one I did.
Right. It's because that is true. You do, between Long Island and the city, you definitely need different material. At least I noticed is like you definitely need a lot of misdirection jokes.
Yes.
They need to be told how to laugh. So a joke where they just don't see it coming and that they have no choice but to laugh. But yeah, you definitely need different material, and you definitely learn that, because I've done like Connecticut, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. They're similar to Long Island audiences. They're definitely more forgiving.
Yes.
Because if you bomb on Long Island from the jump, like you can't
win them back.
You can't win them back.
They've already started talking to each other about you.
Oh, they already hate you.
Like, I don't like this guy. You know, like, pretty much immediately.
Especially younger guys. I always get self-conscious because of my glasses. When I go on stage, I'm like, they're calling me a fag. Like I can see it behind their eyes.
I can see. That's another thing that's really funny is that people don't think that we can see them.
Right. Yeah.
And same thing on even on videos now. I'm noticing some people will comment talking to on Instagram Reels. I've had people. So this happened today. Some guy commented and he tagged a bunch of his friends. He goes, "Oh man, I went to college with this guy." Which is weird because it's like, well, commenting is basically sending me a message.
Right.
So it's weird to talk about me like that. And then one of his buddies commented, he said, "Is he this unfunny in person?" And I'm like, I can see what you're saying. I'm right here.
I read every comment.
Yeah.
I had the same situation happen on one of my TikToks on my old account. Somebody I went to high school with that I didn't even know that well.
Yeah.
Wrote, "This is embarrassing."
And you're like, fuck you. I was in.
And
we were PE together.
I commented back, and then she deleted it.
Yeah, because it's so funny because people are like, "Oh, they're real." Like they don't understand. It's like this. I have all the buttons you have. Okay,
Right.
I can see. I get notifications when you send your button. I get a ring. Okay,
Yeah.
It tells me what you said. It's so funny because you know what that guy did. I ripped on him too. I went to his because I take that personally.
Oh,
Anytime
yeah.
someone talks shit about me, I get blood red mad.
Yeah.
And I go and I'm like, how can I make their day worse? So I went and he had some dumb quote in his bio. He had a private account. What a pussy.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to and I saw he had some dumb quote in his bio. And then I just took that and I commented back to it and I go, "Fucking nice dude, nice bio dude." It was some cringy quote. And he didn't respond. So I think that he kind of got, he saw, you get a little afraid when someone actually responds.
Why would you ever comment on a video of somebody you know?
I know, but
and talk shit?
I think it's because people don't think you'll actually respond.
Right.
Oh, there's hundreds of comments here. There's no way he'll see this.
I read every comment.
Yeah, me too.
I 100%. It could be like 5,000 comments. I've definitely read every single one of them.
Yeah.
Close to every one of them.
Why not? I got nothing else to do. You don't think I sit on my phone and watch the buttons and the likes come in? I watch every single one.
Oh, it's like Coke. It's like doing Coke.
I check
love
my
it.
phone. I see, the best is when, so I've been gaining a lot of followers, and the best is when I go and post a picture of my face, which I've done twice recently. Almost been a test. Just watch the hundreds of people that start unfollowing you. It's like you just watch your numbers slowly go down.
You refresh. I do that all the time.
Yep. So one time I posted, I lost 250 followers, and it's like, man, I can't I know for a fact it's because they saw my face and the first thing they thought were, I don't want to see it anymore and never again. So they went, you know how many clicks it takes? You have to go to my profile, then you have to click unfollow, then you have to go, then there's another prompt that says, "Are you sure?" And you have to be like, "Yep." So it's 3 different clicks to never see me again.
It's such a personal, it's like your face.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing you could do. That hurts because it's not like a video that's like, "Oh, well, I just thought I had an idea."
Yeah.
It's like my head.
"Oh, okay, you didn't like the joke." Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you just don't like the image of me.
There's something about your face that they're like, "This bothers me."
Yeah.
I can't see this every day.
Yeah.
And especially on Instagram, people are so guarded about who they follow. That's why an Instagram follow is actually means a lot.
It is very, very,
because
very valuable.
People are very self-conscious about their follower ratio.
Yes.
And this is crazy. I don't know if you noticed this. Once I started really putting content out and I was starting to get followers and I was really starting to get a role on Instagram, people would follow me with their Finsta accounts. There's a lot of people who have their regular account where they go and they have, 600 followers and they only follow 200.
Yeah.
Right? And then they have their account, the one that they actually use, and then it's like a meme as the profile picture, and they don't post anything. And then that's where they follow all the things that they like. So they'll have 20 followers, and then they'll follow 5,000 people.
Oh.
So that's where they get so they separated it.
Okay.
So their image is oh, I'm really popular, but then what they're really doing is they're following what they like on a different account.
Oh.
On the throwaway account.
Yeah, because I knew what the Finsta was.
Yeah.
I thought it was because they wanted to post photos for only a small select of people.
Which is what it originally was, but it turned into that.
Well, that's why now they have the close friends list. Do you ever use close friends on the story?
I don't, but you use it a lot.
I do use it a lot.
How do you pick it though?
You edit your list.
Okay.
And I've taken in and brought out people a bunch. Basically, because it says it's close friends, but really it's a list of people that you're like, these people won't judge me. These people will not judge me.
I won't get a DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to this is not going to be screenshotted and sent to a group.
Right.
Like the ones you were talking about before, right?
Yeah.
These are people that I trust. And at this point, because now I have a bunch of randos following me, and I don't want to just, like, sometimes I want to maybe I want to put a joke that's a little bit edgy.
Right.
I'll be like, these are for the close friends.
Right. Test it out.
Yeah. Because you just want to be like, I don't need strangers to just, like,
Yeah.
lay their opinion on me.
Right.
And I don't need that. I also don't want to lose followers,
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I use the close friends a lot.
Close friends is a good tool. I might use it because, like, every once in a while, like, I throw a TikTok on my story, like, would this be a good post? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I might do it as, like, a testing ground of
Yeah.
the close friends. And then, like, the people that really fuck with you, who are, like, your fans and stuff,
Yeah.
if you put them on their close friends list, they're like, oh, man, like, I'm in the in. So they're going to be more likely to support you
Yes.
after that.
Yeah.
So, like, a little manipulation.
Yeah.
I've been known to use that game. I've been when I first got banned from TikTok, I was like, free speech! And the people that, like, follow me are like, yes, they're trying to shut you down. I'm like, you always support me, blah, blah, blah.
Like this if you support free speech. Like my bit.
Oh, my God. They're like, I'm running into problems with Twitter. Jeez, trying to shut me up. I'm trying to drum them up so they get some passion behind me. I read the 48 Laws of Power.
But anyway, like my latest stand-up clip. If you like free speech.
Oh my God, they hate my stand-up clips. They it gets no likes relative to my sketches.
Thank God I have no good stand-up clips. Because a bunch of other comedians were like, "Why do you do stand-up clips?" I'm like, I don't have any.
Right.
Everything I've recorded. Anytime I've like, oh, this would be a good show to record, has been an absolute disaster. It's like, I mean, you know what that's like.
Right,
as a comedian, we're like hunting for a tape.
Right.
The elusive, like, I need a tape. I need a good tape. And then anytime you try to catch the tape, that set is cursed.
Oh, yeah.
Cursed. Something's going to happen.
Right.
You can have a great set, somebody's going to knock over your phone. Whatever. Or someone's going to sit right in front of it, whatever. Something's not going to go right.
Yeah.
So I've never been able to have a really good clip.
Right.
So I'm just going to, whatever. I'll just do sketches. And I'll remind people I do stand-up. And they probably don't care.
Yeah, just come see me live.
Come see me.
Come see me live. I'm
Pay the
live.
money, then see me. I want to get the money first.
Yeah, get it.
Like all those TikTokers.
It is true about filming your set. Like, it sucks. You know what always happens with me when I go to film my set? It's like, not only is the audience bad, but the few times I caught it when it was good, like, my camera all of a sudden, like, it's like
unfocuses or whatever.
Yeah, it's like pixelated. Like, it's the worst.
You get up there and it's like, I'm just gonna zoom out, and you're like, what? Why would you do that?
Like I'm like a set, like I'm killing, and then you go and it's like,
Terrible.
You're just 4 squares. You're squares.
Another bad thing that happens to me because I'm very, very pale is that whatever light, and I'm tall too, so I'm closer to the lights on stage.
Yeah.
I'm just getting white light reflected off of my face and into the camera, so I just look like a holy figure on stage.
Yeah.
Like a ghost.
Right.
Telling jokes about Tinder,
Oh, man. Yeah, it's brutal. I'm happy it's coming back. Stand-up is coming back. I was going a little nuts not getting up on stage a bunch.
Yeah.
But is it like exploding? But you're in Queens right now, right?
Yeah, I live in Astoria now. It kind of feels like it is. But in a different way, because it feels like there's been a shift, a power dynamic shift away from more established comedy venues.
Right.
Because they're the ones under heavier restrictions,
Mm-hmm.
or at least have been. So, one of the places that's really been a hopping spot is the Tiny Cupboard in Brooklyn.
Right.
Which has literally become the epicenter of comedy in New York, and therefore, by extension, maybe the continental United States.
Right,
Which is insane, because it's literally a roof in a not-so-great neighborhood in Brooklyn.
Right.
On top of a deli. And the fire escape to the top, little sketchy.
Right,
sketchy. People get nervous. And the J train is right there. So you could be in the middle of your set and have the J train ruin all your bits.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, some of the best shows I've been to over
Really?
pandemic have been from the tiny cupboard.
Because like the passion's there. Like the people that come out to that, they're like they've been locked in and they're just like so. At least that's what I notice. Even shows out here, like even the outdoor shows, like even out here, like the people are just so happy to be there. Like I was having like I've had great sets. No, I've had nothing but great crowds. Like I haven't had a shitty crowd.
I haven't either. And I think it's a lot to do with what people are coming out.
Right.
You know, these people are the ones that are like, hey, I miss these things.
They're comedy fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanna, you know what? Because it's like, for me, like I go to a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
First concert I go to after all this, I'm going to go nuts. I don't care who it is. I'm going to have a great time because I missed it so much. And it's something I haven't done in over a year.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way, like people that missed even going out and doing things because they couldn't. They come out, they're passionate. Because, you know, before pandemic, we were dealing with a lot of, all right, I'll go. Like a lot of those people, all right, you know, they're not really into it. And they're not, you know. So you got a lot more dedicated people coming out.
Yeah, I'm not reluctant to go out anymore. Like, I'm not a party guy at all, but like I went out recently and I was like, like exactly. I was like, and I'm never like I usually have like a panic attack. I'm like I like get social anxiety around all these people in the bar. But like now I'm like, yeah, let's do it, let's drink, blah blah blah. It's like because I haven't. I don't know. It's just like there's just a certain everybody's just in a better mood.
Oh, the whoring 20s got to you, Christian.
The whoring
20s. Those are real. This summer is going to be a disaster in the best way.
Did you see that they just dropped higher alcohol White Claws?
I didn't.
They went from 5% to 8%.
Oh, they're doing platinums now?
Yes.
White Claw Platinum.
It's gonna be an absolute disaster.
Long Beach is gonna look like Fallujah, Iraq after all this.
Oh my God, yeah. You grew up near Long Beach, right?
I grew up in Garden City.
How far is that? It's
probably like a 20-minute drive down to the beach.
Is that like your going out place in Nassau?
Yeah, just because I'll go to the beach during the day.
Right.
And I got some buddies that live in Long Beach, and then we'll go out to the bars at night. And it was a perfect little keep everything in one area thing. You don't have to go home and do whatever. You just go to your friend's bungalow and shower in his outdoor shower.
Such a weird place. There's like no, it's like the road, like it's just like everything's walking.
Everything's
it's like the roads don't make any, it's like Fire Island too. Like there's no real roads.
It's like shitty. I mean, I went out to LA right before pandemic and it reminded me of Long Beach, except Long Beach was just dirtier and filled with racists. So like, it just is like a different vibe. Like it's like it looks kind of like a beach town in California, but you know, then the people
right. Well, because it's like almost it's like an island.
Yeah.
So anything that's like cut off by a body of water is like just it's gonna take a while for things to catch up.
Yes.
You know.
Well, the funny thing about these islands is that like on the southern shore of Long Island, all these like long strips of land, they're barrier beaches. They're like nature's defense against like big storms and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, nah, that's home.
Yeah.
We're gonna live there. It's like no, these are literally.
It's not even real land.
Yeah. No, it's actually marsh that they just made taller.
Right.
And one of my favorite things about Long Beach is that when Hurricane Sandy came through and basically just like destroyed everything, they had all these bungalows, and people were like, "Oh, what do we do?" A smart person would be like, "I'm gonna move to land," you know? No. These people are like, "What if we made our houses taller?" So they basically have lofted all of their shitty bungalows on these concrete stilts, which is just the Bud Light solution to climate change.
Right.
Just like, what if everything was taller than the water? It's like, well, okay.
Build it higher.
Yes.
Build it higher.
Such a simple solution. We could
they don't want to leave. It's like they don't care that like their kids' trophies are floating down the road. They're like, I'm from Long Beach. I'm not leaving.
70 years of family photos just going out into the Atlantic Ocean. They're like, fuck it. We'll have a porch now. We'll have a deck.
Put it on stilts. That place is gonna be a disaster this summer. I have to make it out because like I'm from like out here, so I never make it to Long Beach. I'm usually going to Fire Island.
Isn't our friend, what's his name, living there?
Who, Nicolia?
Yeah.
He lives in Lindenhurst, but he rented a house in Long Beach last year.
Summer. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's doing it again, but if he does, he's a big party guy. So yeah, he's a big party guy.
Okay.
So he would probably, I don't know.
That just means Coke, right? I don't even. Anytime everyone's like, he's a big party guy.
No. But
doesn't mean Tostitos.
He likes going out. He likes going out and having a good time. No, it is a great but it is the right thing. Well, what you're saying about the power dynamics in comedy, which is what I like to see change.
Yes. Let's get back to that. Sorry, we're on a tangent there.
No, it's all good. But like, cause like cause I even thought that even before the pandemic, because as far as like clubs are concerned, I always looked at clubs. I'm like, it's just like it's an outdated thing. It's like it's like these venues suck.
Yeah.
Let's be real about comedy clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're bowling alleys.
They are
smell like bowling alleys.
They're gross.
Yes.
No one cleans. Their staff is other comics. Like
Yes.
they have indentured servitude as their
Even
their
the
staff.
new ones are still 30 years old in their aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like there's a brand new one that could open. Still, I'm like, this feels like it's 30 years old.
The Stand is the only nice one.
You're right. The Stand,
but Stand's like we're restaurant first.
yes.
Well,
they're like, we're a restaurant that just so happens to have two really awesome stages and a great staff. Like they're doing it the way New York should do it.
Oh yeah.
And it's a great place, but most of the other places are, I mean, I'm thinking of, some ones that, industry room type stuff.
But where the place looks like a hospital.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, what I'm saying with the power dynamic is that because of, everything being shut down, so all these comedians were able to find places to do shows.
Right.
And then these shows became the shows because they're the only ones around.
Right.
And a lot of them got a really good following, and they're doing a really great job in marketing. And every week now, the tickets basically sell themselves. They're just sustainable. Mm-hmm. And they're not a physical comedy club, but they might as well be because they have shows consistently and people come out for them. And now it's like fellow comedians are the gatekeepers in who gets on stage and not. And there's a lot of like spot trading.
Of course,
I run a show, I get a spot. You just trade spots. And I don't have a show, so any spot I get did. I did, but I mean, everyone had a show,
right?
At some point. Then I think the show I ran was at Pete's Candy Store in Brooklyn, which is like a little tiny railroad room,
smallest room possible.
The reason we did that was because all we needed was 12 people to be sold out, which is moving the goalpost in as shallow as you can. But then, I'm pretty sure that place is like, I think it's still open, but, they're not doing shows inside.
No, they're not concerned with the shows.
Yeah. So, now, but it's cool though, because, places like Tiny Cupboard, you go, you hang out, there's a good vibe.
Right.
The Hang has become really cool in New York.
Right.
You hang out with a lot of cool comedians. On roofs across.
There's something like about that scene right now where everybody's like really cool. Like there's no like, oh, I'm a level above you or shit like that. It's just everybody's cool, and it's getting to the point now where the people that produce shows, like half of them are actually good comics.
Yes.
Where it used to be just like if you produced a show, that means you don't even have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if like they're actually like real comics producing the shows, so they know half of the battle's knowing how to book the show.
Yes.
Some people just have no idea.
No, they have no sense. Yeah. But now, I mean, a lot of these shows are booked very well. Like, and you know what the good thing is that you get a lot of comedians that are like kind of like really high level comedians, but there's just not shows happening. So you'll be on shows with great comedians.
Right. Yeah.
I was on a show with Roy Wood Jr. recently in Central Park. I had to go on right before him, which was very nerve-wracking.
Right.
But still very cool to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would have had the opportunity to be on so many shows with really great comedians before that.
Right. No,
unless you're at a club.
Probably not. It's comedy's so weird because like the bottom is so close to the top.
Yeah.
It's like insanely close.
Which is really discouraging.
It is, but it isn't. It's just like they need stage time too.
Yeah, but it's not like in professional sports. Like if you're like MLB, you're not hanging out in the same locker room as single A boys.
Right. Yeah.
You're not bumping. You don't have to share pleasantries with them.
Right.
You won't see them ever. But now it's like in comedy, it's like I'll be hanging out next to Mark Norman and just other amazing comedians. And we get the same amount of time on a show, which is weird, like
right. That is funny. It is weird, but it's cool though. I like that. I think that's the future comedy. It's like the independent shows.
Yeah,
I fucking like it, and it's just like I think to me, I think it's innovative. It's not like some people still running on like the old model of shit, like still worried about being passed by clubs. It's like, what are you even doing? It's like, to me, my only goal is, and I'm assuming yours is a similar one. It's just like, let me build my social media following,
get a following, get an audience, more importantly,
so I could do my own shows. But like, as far as getting booked anywhere, it's like I just need the stage time. So I don't care if it's at a club. I don't care. I prefer it at a club because it's easier.
Yeah.
But I don't care if it's at a club. I don't care if it's at a restaurant or a bar. It's just like I need the stage time. So when I do get my social media audience to catch up, I don't blow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And also, I mean, when you talk about clubs, I mean, there's comedians that have a lot of following and clubs will book them, maybe not based upon their merit of being a comedian, but rather the fact that if they book them, the show will sell out.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, if you do spend a lot of time curating an audience and building people that want to come see you live, it almost doesn't matter what the booker thinks as long as the booker knows that you can sell tickets.
It's all about selling tickets.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about money.
Yeah.
You know?
It is.
So, you know, that's why I think the route that you and I are taking, where we're focusing on building a good following and through TikTok and through Instagram and things like this is a good strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only strategy at this point. But
it is the only strategy at this point.
Right, yeah. It's like, what are you going to, like, someone's going to give you a TV show? It's like...
Yeah, we are the TV show now.
Right.
You have to be a TV show.
You can start a TV show.
Yeah.
Right now.
We are, I mean...
we're in a professional studio right now.
Yeah, we are. This is a TV show. Yeah. But think about what we had to do. What we have to do as comedians compared to what comedians had to do 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You have to be a digital creator. You have to make videos. You have to be a video editor.
Right.
You have to add the captions to every single this is a production team's worth of things that we have to do ourselves. And if you don't, there's no movement.
No.
So
nothing. Yeah, dude. Back then, a part of me. It depends. There's like a certain age range, like there's some comics who are just like dinosaurs. They've been around since like, you know, the 70s or whatever, and it just like, I hate these guys. It's just because it's like your road to comedy was so easy. It was so, they just showed up and the shows were just sold out,
and you just had to be good. You had to be really good consistently.
Yeah, and that's it. And
but believe me, they dealt with hundreds and thousands of other people that sucked, that they had to, you know, cuddle up to get on the show or whatever.
Yeah.
They just didn't have to maintain a following.
Right.
Physically, which is maybe, I mean, it's easier. And, but you know, I mean, we also have a lot of fun with it. We get to make things that millions of people will see.
Right.
Like, we can make our little tiny clips, our little sketches. They had to wait until somebody at a corporation was like, we want you to do a show. You know, they had to wait that long. And by the time they got there, they had no experience in it.
That's true.
You know,
that's true. I was watching the Chappelle show the other day, and I was watching it, and I watched the first episode that they did, and like, of course, like in the first episode, he has the Clayton Bigsby sketch, which is like one of the greatest sketches ever. But like, I was watching his other sketches, and I'm like, they're like all right.
Yeah.
They're not like anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like one of his sketches, like the first sketch he opens up with the Chappelle show, my literal first thought was, I'm like, this wouldn't even go viral on TikTok.
Which one was that? Was that the copier place or?
Oh, well, that's the copier place.
Yeah.
But there was one, it was like him, like the first sketch was him picking up this girl that was dancing. And it was like a white girl dancing in his car.
Oh,
and then he dropped it up and they picked up the black girl.
But you have to know. See, this is why.
Oh, that's true. Was it like a commercial?
There was
back
a commercial back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, of like they had this like techno song, and this guy was just driving, and this girl in the front seat was just like dancing, and it was just such an odd commercial. But he was directly parodying it, so that's why it made sense.
Right.
So context is key.
That's true. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, but I know what you're saying. Like
like some of this, you know, like some of the stuff they made TV, I'm like, this wouldn't even like.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen 16-year-old kids make some of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my entire life.
Dude, I found this TikTok page, and he's like the name of the TikTok page is just like gay rapper bars, and this guy he remixes like all songs, and he raps, But the thing is, like, he's like really good at rapping, but it's just like all these bars about, it's like all these rhymes about sucking dick, but it's so fucking funny. Yeah. I'm crying laughing because what makes it funny is that it's so good.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's a joke, and it's just like, how is he doing this?
Yeah. And he's what? And he's like a 17-year-old kid, probably. Right?
Yeah, he's like 17.
Yeah.
I'm crying laughing.
Yeah.
There's some shit on TikTok. I'm like, I would never be able to be this funny on stage.
Yeah.
Not even close.
It almost scares you in a way. It's like there's
Right.
just an army of children that are way funnier than me.
Right.
And I've been practicing comedy physically for years.
Yeah.
These people were in middle school when I was hustling at the mics.
Oh my
They were
god.
coloring things in, and then they just naturally are just funny. I
Right.
think honestly, I mean, I do think Gen Z is a very funny like the
I think
funniest.
they're hilarious.
They're one of the funniest.
I mean, people like shit on them because
Good luck to them, by the way, because there's so much talent in that pool. They're
Right.
gonna have to stab each other in the throat to get opportunities.
But what I notice about them is they're not really as politically correct as people think.
No, they're not.
They're not at all. I
No.
mean,
I mean,
like,
some are, but like,
not really. Like, yeah, some are. But like for the most part, they're like how like me and you grew up,
Yeah.
like the same shit we left. They might even be worse because it's so they were so in the thick of it, and like they're like 14 now.
yeah.
So, but they're not like people like Gen Z. I'm like, I think millennials are a little bit more stiff than them.
Well, I mean, we also, you just reminded me. I saw a TikTok of someone in the Gen Z that was just like apologizing for a joke they made. And they were like, so I made a joke about 9/11. And they go, for those who don't know, 9/11. I'm like, I aged 35 years in 10 seconds. I'm like, just to think that there are people out there that have no idea of what that could be is
Right.
insane to me. And they're adults now.
Right.
So they didn't have that. So maybe their trauma, I mean, they also did it. There was a lot of trauma. But we definitely had a lot, right?
Right. Well, like 9/11 was such a like Pearl Harbor event
Yeah.
for us. Like
Yeah.
they haven't had an event like that.
Yeah.
Like besides maybe like you can compare the coronavirus to maybe something
Yeah, but
like
we had both.
right. What are you gonna say?
I remember a long time ago there was a YouTube video I stumbled upon. I honestly probably stumbled upon it on 9/11, but it was just a dude walking around like through some city, not New York, and just asking Gen Z or whatever it was, like if they knew anything about what do you know about 9/11, and
Yeah.
like nobody knew. They're like, yeah, it was like a plane, right? Like Mexico came down. Like people they had no
way.
idea. Nobody.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No way.
Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, I know everything about 9/11. Like,
Right.
I know I know the times.
yeah.
That's how insane. Like my
9:20
childhood.
a.m., yeah.
because in elementary school they'd be like, we have to stand up at exactly the moment the planes hit
Right.
the towers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is really a terrible thing to do to kids.
Right. Well, that's such a Long Island thing though.
Yeah.
Like
that's true. It could be.
Well,
a rare
yeah,
area,
because I was trying to explain to somebody like last year with like all the cop shit going on, and
Yeah.
they were like, I just don't understand why Long Island boomers love cops so much. Like they love like fucking like every like Long Island boomers like love cops. Not that
Yeah.
I'm like an anti-cop guy,
Yeah.
but I'm like they have like an unhealthy love for police
I
enforcement.
mean, you just drive around and look at the stickers on the cars.
Right.
The Blue Lives Matter stickers. The
Right.
American flag with the one blue line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I was trying to explain it to somebody. They're like, I don't understand why. Like, if they were getting mad because like they just don't understand why people are so adverse to like changing the police or anything anything like that. But
Because everyone on Long Island, everyone has an uncle, brother, cousin.
Right.
Somebody is a cop.
Right.
On Long Island.
Yeah, I'm related
Somebody.
to cops too.
Exactly.
So,
That's why.
but also, like, as I was trying to explain to them, like, I'm like, not, especially like my parents, like our parents' generation, like 9/11 was like, because they were like, late 30s, early 40s, like when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like so fresh. And they're like, my dad knew like 40 guys that died.
Oh, wow.
Like an entire office he used to do business with just all died. Like
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain to him, like, why, because like, when that happened, the cops were genuinely such heroes. Like cops and firemen were
Firemen, yeah.
and like so like in that moment there were such heroes that now they just forgive cops for everything because that was such
Yeah.
a pivotal moment in their life. I'm like, you need to understand that. That's why it's so hard to explain to them because they just see them as heroes. And if they do something fucked up, they write it off because like, well, in that moment, that's
Yeah.
why whenever shit happens, people like always post like 1,000 pictures of cops at 9/11, because that's like what they compare it to. It's like that, so it's like a weird little thing,
It
but
is,
that's like,
yeah.
like 9/11 is such like a crazy thing in the Long Island psyche because obviously it was a terrible thing, you know. But
Well, it's these singular events that happen and then they just permeate through the rest of these people's lives. For instance, 9/11, Hurricane Sandy.
Yes.
Two things that they will never forget. I mean, never forget, but also like they well, it just is permanent. It's permanent. It's the big significant moment. And I think you're right about that. I think cops have gotten a forever long lifetime pass.
Yes.
Because of 9/11. You know, because I mean, just go on Facebook on 9/11 and just look at the pictures and the
oh yeah. Yeah, this
engine 43, you know,
right,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever the thing is.
So, I mean, I get it. I also remember that time was so, like, you know, everyone was like, USA, baby, USA.
Right.
You go to an Islander game, the Islanders would lose like 10-0, and somebody like, USA, USA. Like, the best part of the game was the national anthem in the first 10 seconds.
Because people get so hyped.
People would get so hyped. We just could be going nuts.
Right.
I'm sure some racial slurs are being thrown around underneath the cheers, but it was a great time.
Well, if you're at the hocky game, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I do love a good USA chant.
Yes.
That really gets me hyped.
I don't think...
I am, when I'm in that mode, and I'm in that America mode, like, you can't stop me, I, like, fucking am Captain America.
Honestly, it doesn't matter, like, what side of the political... I mean, everyone could just get behind a good, powerful USA chant.
Right, yeah.
That's why the Olympics are great, especially like because everyone just like angrily chanting USA is such a good feeling.
It's like it gets my adrenaline pumping.
Yes.
I get like that every time I watch like a war movie.
Yes.
Like I watch Band of Brothers. I fucking don't cry towards anything, and like at any movie. I watch Band of Brothers, like the last episode. I'm bawling. I'm like, because like the guy's like last line is like, "We went in strangers, we left brothers,"
yeah.
and I'm like, yes, yes.
Did it depress you at all? I just watched that recently, where they're just like, yeah, like the sniper. Then he worked at a tool factory in Pennsylvania. It's just like, man, what a boring life that they all lived after. Like some of the most exciting moments. And it's just like, yeah, then he sold metal siding in New Jersey for the rest of his life.
And they did the same job for like 45 years.
Yeah.
Like the same exact job for a million years.
They had like 8 months of the most intense experience of their entire life taking France and Germany. Right. And then it's just like, yeah, now I sell carpets for the last 40 years.
Yeah, and then like, you know what's so crazy? Have you ever done like the Veterans Hospital shows?
No, I haven't.
I used to do a few of them just like because it's a good thing to do, and like they pay you for it. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So I used to do the Veterans Hospital, and like it's like World War II, Vietnam, Korea vets, and they're like, you can't curse.
Yeah, because they'll have a heart attack.
I'm like these people legit like killed human beings. I can't say fuck. It's like
that is actually hilarious, especially for the Vietnam.
They can't
vets.
handle fuck.
The Vietnam vets, especially like World War II, seems like it was intense, but they're older, so they might be more docile. But like Vietnam vets, those people will tell you the most horrible things.
Well, you know what's crazy when I did those shows? Because the Vietnam vets are like 25 years younger than the World War II vets, right?
Yeah.
But the Vietnam vets, all of them were completely incapacitated. Like, you can't even communicate with them, all of them.
Yeah,
and the World War II vets, like, they're at that point, they're like in their, like, 96, like, you can talk to them. They're like quick, like they're with it, but
because they didn't have to do anything. Like it was a perfect war. It was like bad guys, good guys,
right?
And then these Vietnam guys were like, I don't even know what side of good or right we are on. I just burned a village of people.
Oh my God,
I don't know what's going on. You know,
dude, there's so much fucked up shit in Vietnam.
Yes.
Like it's so crazy how much, because it was the real first war where like it was mainstream. You know, mainstream that America was like the bad guys in this, and like at the wrong place, wrong time and stuff. But I remember performing these guys. You totally saw the effects, dude. These shows are brutal.
Yeah. So what do you even do joke wise?
You don't do good, right? So you accept that it's not going to go good. You're there because your charity to them is that they get to talk about you when you leave. You know, they make fun of you when you leave, and that's going to be their topic for the next week. So I go and I bomb. It's dead silence because like 75% of the crowd cannot physically laugh because they're incapacitated.
Yeah,
dude, I was doing one, and I was in the middle of my set. I had to do like 12 minutes. 12 minutes to a literal dead audience is like brutal.
Yeah.
So there's a guy in the middle of like the crowd, and the crowd is just a sea of wheelchairs. But the guy that is in the middle of the crowd in a gurney, right? So he's just like laying there on his back. He's looking up at the ceiling, and I'm in the middle of my set, and he just goes, and then they just wheel him away. And I'm just like, I was the last thing he saw.
Yeah, like that man is leaving this earth now.
Yeah, he's
with your bit about a salt gun that you shoot cockroaches with.
And then that's it. His family, like, he doesn't even see his family; he just sees me on stage bombing like beads of sweat.
I wish people were more honest like that in an audience. Sometimes you just like, I wish people were like, just like, all right, wheel him away. He didn't like your Tinder bit. Get him out of here.
Right.
You know, that'd be great. That'd be nice.
That's actually almost better.
Yeah.
Because it's like when people don't like it, they're all like, they just make a face.
Yeah. They're like, ugh. I would like people to be wheeled away the moment they're done with me.
Right.
Like in my set, they just go, or before the show, they just go, all right, if you want to leave, just make a groaning noise. We'll have somebody come over and wheel you out of here.
I did one veteran show at St. Albans in Queens.
Okay.
And I had to wheel the audience. I showed up.
What do you mean you had to wheel them?
I had to go throughout the hospital. I guess, I don't know why they didn't have nurses.
Oh, they were like, we need help getting the audience
right.
in the room.
So I had
you want me to put out chairs? No. We want you to physically bring them into
I had
the
to
room.
physically take them. Like, these guys, they're like, there's like sitting rooms in each floor where they watch TV. I had to take them, and I just didn't even say anything. Like, you literally just took them, and you're like, you're watching a comedy show.
Yeah, think about how fucked up that is. Like, you're going to watch me follow my dream now, man. You too, and take them.
And they just don't even know what's going on, and then you're like, where'd you serve? You know.
Also, I was just thinking, like, if you have any bits that talk about how old you are, like, yeah, so I'm 23 now, and they're just like, I killed 18 people by your age. Like, you're just sitting there thinking about the things they did, you know, by your age, and you're talking about, you know, Instagram's weird. And they're like,
yeah.
I lit people on fire.
No, they I did that one where I had to wheel them. First of all, I had to wheel all of them.
Yeah.
Then I had to give them all. I like basically worked at the place. Then I had to give them all fruit cups. They were in it for the fruit cup. They're like, yay, fruit cup. And so I had to give them the fruit cup. And then before I go up on stage, their like aide, the guy that's like supervises them, goes, hey, this one just graduated from college and he doesn't have a job yet. And then he just said that to me, and they're like, why isn't he in the? One guy's like, why isn't he in the service? like
they're just talking about you. Like, you're not even addressing you. Just being like, why is he not in the army then? What is going on here?
Yeah, the guy was like a dick. He's like, yeah, and he doesn't have a job yet, and he went to college. And like, they don't get it because they're like a million years old. They're like, he went to college? Like, is this guy a genius?
Yeah. What the hell? So I mean, I'm so fascinated with like what a show like that would be. I mean, like,
oh, it's brutal.
You said it's brutal, but like, I mean, I don't know if I'd do them anymore. I mean, I would just volunteer and not make them watch my stand-up. In fact, I would pay money for them not to see my stand-up. I'll give you fruit cups. I'll roll you around. I'll put you in the sun, whatever. But I don't want you to see my type 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nothing.
Feels unpatriotic almost.
Nothing's hidden. You just go there. It's gonna be a bad show.
Yeah.
You accept.
And you take money from it.
$20.
Okay,
yeah.
That's nothing. That's
it's like
gas
money. Comedy pay.
Comedy pay. Yeah, you get.
Oh man, dude, there's like some things about comedy I fucking hate, like the business. How people will give you like $10 and like expect you to be like, oh my. Yeah. Whoa, that's what that's what I fucking hate about comics is like so many comics are willing to work for free. I'm like, you're the reason why none of us get paid.
Yeah.
Because you want the stage time so bad.
Yeah.
The people will book you to host the show and then not pay you.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you gonna
hosting is work.
Hosting is work. You got to pay your host. The host deserves the money more than the headliner.
Or the headliner, yeah. Headliner's getting something fun out of it. He's actually getting some. He's
getting a warmed up crowd. It's like, so.
The host got to go in there and just figure out who's who. You know?
Yeah, and then you got to set up the thing. You got to deal with the one guy's like, I don't want to go up first, and you're like,
yeah.
And then you're like, okay, fuck. Then I got to time this guy, and then I got to light him. It just like.
And the show's got to end at 9 because there's another show at 9:01. There's no space in between the shows.
Right.
Just happens a lot, but
Yeah.
whatever. What's this clock mean, huh? Is that how much time we have
We've
left?
been doing an hour.
Okay.
We've been doing an hour. Do you have somewhere to get to, huh?
No, I'm just. I didn't look over to the right there, and I'm like, oh shit, we got 1 minute left.
Oh yeah, no, there's a shot. Yeah, Frankie runs a tight shift.
Okay.
He kicks us out.
There's
I'm just
another
kidding.
show, and right after this.
No, we don't. This is the third podcast that runs in this studio. We should make a conglomerate in this podcast.
Be the new. What's that one? The Gas Digital.
Digital, yeah.
Does this studio have a name?
Frankie, does it have a name? Frankie Fresh Studios.
It's just the loft.
The Loft. I do like the Loft.
Yeah.
Loft
Now
Studios.
now we got to work on our name.
Yeah.
Right.
You need branding, marketing. What we were just talking about for an hour. TikTok following, audiences, engagement, 25% engagement.
We went deep on the TikTok conversation. I hope
Yeah.
the people get interested in that.
I hope so too. I mean, I don't know. I listen to things that in a world I'm never going to be in, and I have interest in it. So
right, because
hopefully they will.
People are interested in the strategy.
Also, everyone wants to be a TikTok star. I don't care if you're a 45-year-old woman or a 16-year-old girl. You want to be a TikTok star. Everyone does.
There's a statistic out where 85% of people would quit their job right now to become an influencer.
Of course.
85%.
What to get paid to do nothing?
Right.
To just live? Yeah, of course. And Snapchat or put a smoothie on your Instagram story?
Right. It's easy cash. It's easy. Once you're big, it's easy cash to just like be like, yeah, I'll promote your business.
I did an ad for
what was it?
For Scentbird, maybe a future sponsor of the show.
Really? Let's see it.
So this is Scentbird is basically every month they send you a fragrance, like for a cologne for men or women, whatever, and it comes in this little vial. It looks like a little thing of lipstick, and I did an ad for them. And I thought it'd be easy. I had to do like 3 rounds of edits on it. It almost wasn't worth it.
Really?
And I think at some point they just were so frustrated with me. They're just like, yeah, whatever, and just paid me. And I have not seen it at all in any ad. They didn't make me post. They just like, we just want the video for an ad. And
Did you write the script or they did?
They were like, if you have something funny, because I made a video about being 26 and like every generation, like what that meant to be 26, right?
Yeah.
So they were like, we love that video. If you could do it with like scent and like scent through the years, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So I made it like, I had like scent in like the 50s. It was like cologne now with lead in it, whatever. And then I had like the 60s when he was like a hippie guy. He didn't wear cologne.
Right.
And like the 90s was like Axe body spray guy. And it was a good video. I thought it was good.
They didn't like it.
They took it reluctantly and were like, here's your money. And I have not seen the ad at all. So I'm pretty sure that they're like, listen, we took a loss in this one. All right. Not the best content, but whatever.
I got offered to do an ad for this place called Cheesely's.
Cheesely's?
Cheesely's, like it's one word, Cheesely's.
Okay, and what are they?
And they're a cheese restaurant, and that specializes in just cheese things. So
what do they want you to do for them?
So they wanted me to go to their restaurant, and they wanted me to rate their food, right? They wanted me to try their food and be and do a review. But it was disgusting. It wasn't like oh, mac and cheese. It was this. It was so gross. I went on the thing and it just mac and cheese. It just mozzarella sticks, mac and cheese, chicken fingers in a bowl, and then he pours more cheese on it. It's so gross. I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. And I'm like, if you want me to review it, I'm just going to trash it. This is disgusting. First of all, I'm going to shit my pants if I eat this.
Yeah, that too. I'll be like, do you guys know how I would shit in the parking lot. That's how bad, before I even walked in. Wow. And you didn't do that? How much were they going to pay? Were they going to pay you some money?
He didn't offer to pay. He wanted to collab.
Oh, well then,
he wanted to collab. Yeah.
I'd be like, for free food? I mean, if it were good food.
Yeah, right.
If it were good and not something that you feed to someone who's just extremely high at Taco Bell.
Right, yeah.
Because that is like Taco Bell food. Or didn't KFC have the bowl where they're just like, hey, we're just going to put your meal into a cup and you're going to eat it.
It's just like the layers of it. No, it was so gross. It was it was mac and cheese. Everything was mac and cheese.
Okay.
Mac and cheese, fried chicken, mozzarella sticks, and then he just had it was so gross because it was just a pump. The nacho cheese you get at baseball games.
Yeah, it's the yellow, almost congealed cheese.
Yes.
It's becoming, it's moving into a solid.
It's
you
like
know?
defying the laws of
Yeah.
physics. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm not gonna eat this. Is gross. It's a terrible name. Cheesleys.
Where is it located?
It's in Center Reach. The guy's not gonna watch this, but
Yeah.
it's just like I should just go
Maybe
there.
you will. Hold on. Quick story. I don't know if we have any time left. But,
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
fine. Go ahead.
So this is a couple years ago. There was this. So I live, my home in Garden City is next to a parking lot.
Right.
And I walked through this parking lot to get to like town. And there was a van parked in the parking lot that was just like Two Brothers Fitness. And it was, the idea of the business was that two men would come to your house and like be your personal trainers, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, and they have like caricatures of like two fit guys walking into a house and like they were being a pretty housewife, just being like, ah. So then
Right.
I took a picture of the van and I go, business voted most likely to bang your wife. And so, which I thought was funny. Yeah, at
Right.
the time, it got 100 likes, which at the time, huge for me.
Big
Huge.
It's about the percentage.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't get many likes on Twitter.
Right.
But back then, I got no likes on Twitter. So the fact that I got 100,
Big hit.
amazing, right? Viral to me.
Yeah.
And then I think like 4 or 5 days later, I got a mysterious phone call from somebody. And he was like, his Italian voice is like, did you tweet that my business is voted most likely to bang your wife? And I was like, yes. And he was like, why would you say something about, I'm like, he goes, don't worry about how I got this number. I'm like, I'm kind of worrying about how you got this number,
Yeah.
So he was like harassing me and he goes like, delete it. I'm like, I'm not gonna. And he's like, well then you'll be hearing from me. And like, kind of like that ambiguous threat,
Right.
whatever. And then the rest of the day, I thought I was going to get shot.
Right.
So
I'm not deleting it. This one hit big.
yeah, so I'm like, sir, 100 likes on Twitter. Do you understand how many likes that equals on Facebook? Because that's like 10,000, all right? That's a lot for me. But yeah, that was an interesting microcosm
Right.
thing that happened.
I did something similar to that. And the guy flipped out at me. There's a guy driving his car and he had his Instagram ad in the back of his car.
That drives me insane.
So I filmed it and I'm like, look at this fucking piece of shit.
Did you tag him?
And I tagged him.
But that.
I'm
So
like,
he
this
just
car,
gets-
because the car was like, it was like a Honda thing.
Yeah.
And like, it's a shit car, No one puts their handle on a BMW.
No.
Or good BMW.
Well, people that have their shit together. Also, anyone who has a nice car doesn't care about how many Instagram followers they
Right,
have.
right. So I'm just like, this car's a piece of shit.
It's always a piece of shit.
It's always.
So he flipped out. Well,
So he flipped out, but it was an Instagram story. So I
yeah,
just
it
like
doesn't
let it
matter.
ride.
But also
Yeah.
hilarious that you did that and tagged him because like what I was talking about before, he's just gonna get a number that says 1. He's gonna open his notifications, see a video that he's tagged in, and just you shitting on him. It's like you basically mailed him that video, which is really funny to me.
It's because it's always a shit car, and like the person that drives that car is a fucking
Yeah.
douchebag.
So what do you like message you? Do you respond in video
He
format?
No, he didn't respond to video. He DM'd me. He's like, "What the fuck is this pussy? Come see me." Typical.
Like,
come see
no.
me. I'm not gonna.
Come
no,
see me.
I'm done. I'm not gonna fight you. I don't fight people anymore. I don't fight.
Yeah, I never did, so I won't now.
I haven't got to a fight since I was 12. It's
Yeah.
over. Even having a threat of fight, I'm just like, it's not. What?
Yeah.
I have to deal with the police. I don't want to go to court
Yeah.
if it goes bad.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But this was a great episode, a
think
great
so.
comeback, great relaunch. Plug shows, plug Insta and TikTok and all Twitter and all that
Okay.
stuff.
I don't know which one of the 8 cameras to look at.
Is it this guy?
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Follow me on Instagram at Christopher Barnes. I got the 10K. I got the K.
Ooh.
Yeah, the coveted K.
You know what that means? When I put this on YouTube, you can share the link.
Yes, and it will be a swipe up.
Yep.
I get the swipe up.
Very jealous.
So follow me on Instagram at Christopher Barnes. Follow me on TikTok at Chris Barnes Comedy. None of my handles are the same, by the way. I
have the same issue too.
Yeah, I can never get the same one. And then Twitter, I'm really falling behind. That one I need a lot of help.
Twitter's dead.
It is dead, but you want the K on Twitter.
Right.
You want the
that's true.
10K. Just get there.
Yeah.
So
you need the triple. Was that triple double? Like
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna be like Thanos with all the whatever. Yeah. I just want to collect them all. At at Chris Barnes NYC. See, couldn't get that one.
Right.
I have threatened the people that have at Chris Barnes on every single platform, like with violence, and
Right.
I'm surprised I haven't been banned from these platforms.
Yeah.
You got banned. I have literally been
Right.
like, I know that you have 3 kids. Give me at Chris Barnes. Delete your account.
Yeah, put
Like-
a 1 next to your name, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need this, okay? You're a
Right.
software engineer from Ohio. You don't need at Chris Barnes. I
Right.
do. So,
Yeah, but listen, that's the episode. Thanks for coming out. I don't know how to end it. There we go.